accomplishments are going to be for LeBron James. Bronny James going to have money, but he ain't going to have like the one thing that all of us ever want is proof to ourselves. You don't get treated differently because of your parents. You get treated differently because of your ability to contribute.
Oh my gosh. ESPN analyst Ryan Clark finally breaks silence on Bronny James and gives this kid some of the best advice I've heard in the media. Make sure you guys get in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, thumbs up, like the video. Let's go. So guys, we know that Bronny James has been being criticized because daddy doesn't want him to play in away games. He only wants Bronny James to play in home games. And a lot of people have been keeping silent about this. And a lot of people are outspoken about it because ideally, Bronny James is not an NBA caliber basketball player. Some would argue he's not a good caliber college basketball player. And for Bronny James to be missing out, you know, on away games, which the whole point of the G League is for him to better. Because right now, what we see on the floor is just not going to cut it. So let's get into what Ryan Clark had to say about Bronny James. As you know, I got to admit, I am not a Ryan Clark fan. I think that he's a fake wannabe black civil rights activist. I think that he sells himself to be accepted. And I also feel like he's just another Stephen A. Smith in training. That's just my opinion, but he does have an outstanding podcast. So let's get into this.
As far as like Bronny James not traveling with the team on road games, and Freya, you saying, well, they stay at the Courtyard Marriott. What has Bronny James done that he shouldn't be able to stay at the Courtyard Marriott? You say, well, they fly commercial. What has Bronny James done where he should be too good to fly commercial?
Well, his dad is LeBron James. His dad does not want him flying commercial. I mean, they are royalty. They look down on the G League situation. That's why when Bronny James goes to the G League, the kids, they torch him. They torch him. These people give Bronny James every excuse in the book. Well, he needs more time to develop. That's the point of going to the G League, is to develop. When you see people in the G League who literally already have NBA talent, they just cannot get on a good roster because 1, politics, 2, is about who you know, and 3, roster spots are full. Apparently, reports came out where Bronny James thought he was too good to be flying commercial. You know, when you have a lifestyle of flying private jets your whole life, you typically you don't want to stay at the Courtyard Marriott. You don't want to be seen. You're too cool. And that's what's going to hinder Bronny James's career. Because just because you're from royalty, if the team feels like you are not a part of them or you think that you are too good, they're going to look at you side-eyed. And we all know that Bronny James needs all of the help that he can get.
Pros isn't about where you came from, how you were raised, what your parents had. Professional sports is about how well you can contribute. And you don't get treated differently because of your parents. You get treated differently because of your ability to contribute.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I wonder if Ryan Clark is going to get that phone call from Clutch Sports, Rich Paul, you know, the whole gang. Because typically when people come out and speak against Bronny James, and I'm quite sure Ryan Clark is probably going to be under fire on Twitter. We should go check out the comments after this. If you talk about anything pertaining to LeBron James, Bronny James, Rich Paul feels the need to reach out to you and tell you to correct yourself. We saw him try to do it with several people in the media. NBA player Jaylen Brown said that Bronny James was not an NBA player, and the next day he apologizes. Brian Windhorst comes out and says that Bronny James should be in the G League, but he's not going to be in the G League because of nepotism. Next day, Brian Windhorst's stance changes because Clutch Sports seems to have some type of grip or some type of hold in the media. I don't know who's on who payroll, but these people, man, they don't come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even the people on this Pivot podcast right now, I don't know if anybody else gave any rebuttal to what Ryan Clark was saying, but everything that Ryan Clark is saying is the truth. I mean, you cannot be above the team or above the program. We know that your dad rolls that way, but at the same time, at least he's proven that he's an NBA prospect since high school, and that he can actually play basketball. We can't say the same thing about you though, Bronny James. And no matter how much daddy wants to shield you, people are going to criticize you. You are in the pros. No boys allowed. Look at what Kobe Bryant coined the NBA. LeBron James wants to coddle this young man, but at the same time says that he's a grown man. I mean, which one is it? Your kid is going to have to go through some type of adversity just like you did, LeBron James. Shout out to Dwayne Wade for literally coming out and saying that he is not going to give his son a handout. The media isn't going to play fair just because it's your son. Now, will they be a little bit biased? Will they hold back? Yes, but at some point, LeBron James, if and when the Lakers start to plummet, everything's going to trickle down to Bronny James, and he's going to get the bad end of the stick.
And if I'm Bronny James, which I'm not, and I haven't grown up that way, I'm begging Rich Paul, I'm begging JJ Redick, I'm begging my father, please let me travel with this team. Please let me stay at the Courtyard Marriott. Please let me fly commercial. Please let me go somewhere where I'm going to get up more than 6 shots in 3 games to not only prove it to my organization that I'm worthy of being on this team, but to my damn self.
He ain't got that type of hunger. He has no situational awareness. You see him on the court, he doesn't care how bad he stinks. He keeps the same expression going in, the same expression going out. I don't know if his dad trained him to be that way or if that's just how he is naturally. I mean, we heard LeBron James come out and say, like, Bronny just doesn't give a F. Maybe he doesn't. So if you don't give a F, you may not give a F if you're good or bad. And I kind of get that type of feeling from Bronny James sometimes. Like, I'm just here to be here. My dad is my dad. It is what it is. And it shows in his play. It shows in his play, man. Ryan Clark is absolutely right. Can't believe I'm saying it, but he's making a lot of pivotal points.
Right? I've never in my life been the best player on any team. I wasn't the best player on my high school team. I wasn't the best player on my college team. I'm not the best player on this professional team or this G League team. Let me go out and prove that. Because, like, in the end, all of these accomplishments are going to be for LeBron James. Bronny James going to have money, but he ain't going to have, like, the one thing that all of us ever want is proof to ourselves.
Wow. If that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. What will Bronny James have to say about his legacy? Truth be told, I think if LeBron James was to retire in the next year or two, I don't see Bronny James even being extended, at least not right now with his level of play. If it was not for your dad, I mean, this kid would not even be thought of. Like, it's all staged. It's all fabricated for LeBron James to just put this on his resume. LeBron James got his photo op in, he got his photo session, and next thing you know, what else do you have to show? Like I said, guys, it's going to look good in the documentary. They're going to show Bronny James slow motion, bouncing the ball, taking shots. You might not even see any shots going in. But based off of the numbers that LeBron put up in his rookie season versus what his son is doing, come on, LeBron James is no fool. You know what your eyes see, LeBron. You are too smart. Even though you're forcing yourself, LeBron is really forcing himself to put this type of pressure on his kid because LeBron deep down wants this young man to be what he was. And that is just not the case. Like Ryan Clark said, man, like, bro, you should be literally begging everybody to, hey, don't make it easy for me. Let me struggle a little bit. LeBron James, he keeps interfering. You keep interfering with an already coddled, privileged kid. Let this kid get bust up sometimes. Should I say pause after that? Let this kid get fouled real hard. Let him leave the court with bruises and you know, like scab wounds. Let him kind of feel like what it's going to be. Like, let him feel some type of intensity, okay? Because every time something doesn't go your way, you don't hear something, or you don't like something you don't want to hear, LeBron James, all you're doing is stunting this kid's growth. I mean, he's already doing it himself because he just doesn't have that type of engine. Ryan Clark just said, hey, when I was young, I wasn't the best, but I wanted to prove it to myself. Well, think about the times. The times were far more different. These kids have NIL deals, digital media. It's crazy. It creates great income, but it decreases a lot of values, man. A lot of values.
Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to walk off the field and be like, man, they didn't draft me and they cut me, but look at me now.
Look at the comments, guys. LeBron nearly lost his son. That's all this was. Shaquille O'Neal's son had open heart surgery too. Y'all said he was trash, putting up double-doubles in the summer league and everything. Next. Every father in LeBron's situation would grant his son the same dream if he could. Well, Michael Jordan could have. He literally owned the team. He didn't do it. Next. He nearly died, and he's being rewarded for working his butt off since that day. Man, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Can we have the same compassion for the soldiers overseas? Can y'all acknowledge that? Because when we lose a fallen comrade, I don't hear people fighting this hard. Boy, people, Jesus. Next. You're going to make an apology video about this in 72 hours. No doubt. I told you guys, like, it will, trust me. I don't know if Ryan Clark was trying to go viral. Maybe he needed a little bit of clickbait, but best believe Clutch Sports is going to reach out. Shaking my head, you tripping, bro. Podcast culture getting out of hand. See what I'm saying? People don't like to hear the truth. They don't like to hear the truth. Yeah, you have a point, but the reason he isn't traveling with the team is because he not on a two-way. He is on a guaranteed contract. Man, these folks crazy, man. Facts. He's a man now, and he has to make his own way. I mean, it's probably about 10% of the world who agrees with Ryan Clark on this one. Add me to that 10%. But most of the conversation, man, they're going to defend Bronny James because they are. This is crazy, man. People don't like to keep it real. And this is why Bronny James will never be the type of player with that desire or that hunger. What do you guys think about Ryan Clark's points? Did he make a lot of valid points? I certainly think that he was spot on when I typically am not even a fan of Ryan Clark. I got to give him his kudos on this. You guys let me know what y'all think. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Yeah.